let's get started. As per our plan, today we are supposed to talk about loops, right? And we said that loops are used to repeat given set of instruction, given set of lines, okay, multiple times. Okay, so if I have to read, if I have to let's say print, I have to print say hello, right? 5 times. One option is I say hello and I copy paste 5 times, right? Which is of course not the best way to do, right? So what do we do is we write one time and we'll apply a loop. Okay, we'll apply a set of command which will make it run 5 times. Okay, so if you look at the there are two kinds of loops, or there are two ways to implement loops. Okay, one way is okay where we know, okay, I'm going to say first method or method one is when you know how many times you need to run, right? So if I know that okay I need to repeat 5 times, 10 times, okay, then directly we use what is called as for loop. Okay, this is used when we know how many times we need to repeat. Okay, so if you have to repeat one time, of course you don't have to do anything, but if you have to repeat 5 times, okay, we know that okay I need to repeat 5 times. So this is the preferred way, okay, for loop. Second method is when we don't know okay how many times, but we know the condition. Okay, repeat till, right? Repeat until a condition, right? So like repeat till user says. Okay, repeat till user says to do it. Repeat till value is less than 500. Repeat till, you know, so so this is the while loop is used when we don't know how many times, but we know the condition. Okay, I have to do this until it is completed, right? I have to do this until it is 6 p.m., right? So that's when you don't know how many times you need to repeat, but we know a certain condition. So we keep doing until we meet that certain condition. Okay, so this is what we call as while loop. Okay, so for example, the example or the problem statement which we discussed when we started talking about is where to repeat hello 5 times. Okay, so I want to repeat hello 5 times. So what I'll do, I'll say for. Okay, so for is the keyword. So I'm going to talk about how to use for loop, right? When we know that okay I need to repeat something 5 times, we are going to use for. So you have for, okay, and then we need to use a condition, okay, a step which will help us to iterate, or which will help us to move 5 times. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to declare a variable, okay, called as var. Okay, just a second, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So for var, okay, so this is a variable which is going to keep track, or which is going to do the counting for us, right? So if I say print 5 times, we need something to keep track or count. Okay, this is 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, right? So I'm going to use this variable called as var1, and I'm going to say for var1 in, okay, so I've declared variable var1 which is to keep track, which will do the counting. But how do we know when to start and till when to go? So we have a function called as range. So I'm going to use a function called range. This is to generate the number, okay, 5 times, and var1 will do the count. So range takes 3 values. Okay, the first value is the starting value. Okay, if I want to continue from 1, I can say range of 1. So this first value tells us from where to continue. Okay, so I'm going to say 1. Then the second variable that it takes range is up to what. Okay, so remember, the first variable is beginning variable, right? And it is including. So if I say start from 1, it will count 1, 2, 3, 4. Second variable, okay, is up to, and this is excluding. Okay, so if I say 5, it will go only up to 4. Okay, so if I have to do till 5, I will say 6 here. Okay, so range 1 comma 6. 6 will tell us, okay, up to 6. So it can be 4 or 5. Okay, and then we have third variable. Third variable is the counter variable. So if I say 1, what would be the next value? It will be 1 plus 1, 2. Next one will be 2 plus 1. So this third variable is to increase the counter. So starts from 1 up to 4, okay, and increase by 1. And I can say colon here. The moment I put colon, it becomes a for loop, okay, and the print I want to put it inside the for loop, right? So I have to give tab. Very similar to what we did yesterday in if block. Okay, so to indicate that a particular block of code is for if block, so we put colon and then we push the statement inside with the tab, right? Same thing here. Okay, we will push it by a tab space here. Okay, so let's say I want to print I, or let's say here var1 we have. Let's say I want to print this counter, so I can say print. Sorry, quotation counter is, and I can say, okay, comma var1. Okay, so this is going to give us the counter. Okay, and I want to print something outside the for loop, okay, which would not repeat. So I'm going to say here print done with the repetition. Sorry. Okay, so now when I go and run it, okay, this is our P1. I go and run P1. Okay, so see, hello counter is 1, hello counter is 2, hello counter is 3, hello counter is 4, hello counter is 5, done with repetition, right? So this helped us to print 5 times. So we said var in, okay, range. So range function will generate value based on our input that we give here. Okay, so if input is 1 comma 6 comma 1, it means start from 1, go up to 6, not up 6, go up to 6. Okay, and each time when you are going, you increase the counter by 1. That's what 1 comma 6 comma 1 tells us. So if I say 1 comma 6 comma 2, right, then we will have 1. Next value would be not 2 but 3, right? 1 plus 2 is 3, and then 3 plus 2 will be 5. So this is going to run 3 times. Okay, whereas the value of var or the counter var1 here, or the counter is 1, 3 and 5. Okay, so this is how you can manage the repetition of certain set of instructions. You can have multiple code, right? Okay, so let's say we were doing a program yesterday, right? This one, I wanted to find average okay, and total of 5 subject marks. So here I have input marks 1, okay, for let's say enter the marks, okay. I'm not going to give the subject. Let's say I'm not going to do subject here. I simply say enter the mark, okay. Now so I'm doing it 5 times. I want to do it using for loop, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this, okay, and I'm going to put this here as for um, counter or okay in range 1 comma 6, sorry, 1 comma 6 comma 1 colon and marks 1, okay. So fine, so now see that we have deleted 2 to 5, so we don't need 2 to 5. But the challenge here is, because when we are putting in the loop, it will read marks 1, but again the loop will repeat, right? And older marks 1 will be replaced with a new value of marks 1, okay. Then again it will replace with third value, fourth value, so on. So when we are out of the loop, we will only have access to the last variable, not the entire set of values, okay. Only the last value that we give will be here and end of the loop, isn't it? Because we are overwriting again and again 5 times. So to find the total, we have to somehow catch the value before the value is changed, right? So before this marks 1 becomes another value, I need to catch this. So what I'll do here is, I'm going to put total equal to 0, and I'm going to say total equals to total plus marks, okay. So something like this, okay. So this is equivalent of writing total equal to total plus mark, okay. So total plus equal to mark, this is how we write, okay. So okay, so now first line to be executed is total equal to 0, fine. We go here for counter in range 1 comma 6 comma 1, that's fine. It's going to iterate 5 times for us. We have seen it. Now I'm saying marks equal to int of input, enter the mark. So first mark is entered, first subject mark is entered. Then here, before the loop is run second time, we are saving this marks into total, right? Total equal to total plus marks. So now the value will get into total. So now loop will begin second time. Okay, now we say, let's say marks, we say 50. Okay, so already the earlier first mark is saved in total. So second mark will be older marks plus the newer marks, right? And so on. It will run 5 times. What happens? Of course, marks 1 is is taking different value every time, but total is saving the values and storing in itself. So now our program will work fine. I'm going to say, okay, so let's give 60 60 60 so that we are it's easy for us to validate if our total is correct or not. So 6 times 6 5 times 60 would give us 300, isn't it? Total of 300, right? 300 average of 60, you got grade C. So see, this is how we can play with for loop. Okay, now let's say, okay, second type of loop, right? While loop. And here we don't know how many times we need to run, but we are saying that till user sees. Okay, so let's say, okay, so first let's look at the syntax or how we write while. So we say while and we give condition. Okay, the condition can be, okay, choice equal to y. Okay, so choice is a variable, and I'm saying if the value of the choice variable, if the value of choice is small y, then continue. Okay, otherwise don't continue. Okay, so before that I have to define what choice is, isn't it? So I'm going to say choice equal to, let's say, small n. If I say small n, I'm setting choice value to small n. I'm checking while choice equal to y. Okay, of course not. Okay, so here whatever you write, okay, so I'm saying print test statement. Okay, and I'm going to say print. Okay, and I'm going to say print we are done with loop. Okay. If I say we are done with loop, let's run this and see. I'm select P1, I'm going to run it. We are done with the loop. First line, choice equal to n, fine. I'm checking choice equal to y. Of course, choice is not equal to y, right? It's false. If it is false, it doesn't go inside the while block. It comes out, and of course we are done with the loop outside. So we get this, right? So what do we do now is I can say I'll change the value to y. Now what happens? Choice is y. I'm checking choice is equal to y. True, it goes in. Okay. So see, it went into what we call as infinite loop. Okay, because I said choice equal to y, fine. Choice equal to y, yes, it goes in. Then print statement. Okay, and then it goes up. Is choice equal to y? Yes, it is. Right? So again, it goes in, prints, test statement, goes up, checks. Okay, so this go prints and checks and print and check. There's no way to change the value of choice, right? So we enter into infinite loop. So we need to control that loop, right? We don't want to get into infinite loop. So what we'll do here is we will say, okay, we'll ask the user, do you want to continue? The user says yes, that's when we'll continue. Otherwise, we will not continue. So I'm going to put choice equal to, okay, input, okay, and input will give us string and we are fine with string. So I'm going to say input, please enter y to continue or any other key to stop. Okay, now we'll run the same statement. Okay, so choice equal to y, choice is equal to y, it goes in prints test statement. Now please enter y to continue or any other key to stop. So if I want to continue, I'll say y, and if I say y, it prints the test statement again. It goes to the
I repeat and
okay. So it goes to the beginning and prints the test statement. Okay, and again checks. I say again y. Okay, it goes up again. Choice is equal to y, so it is true. Goes in, prints test statement, and it is waiting for me to enter the value. I say anything other key. Okay, I can say n or a or even capital Y also because I'm checking only for small y. So it will stop and it will come out of the loop, right? Or let's say if you want to check for capital Y as well, so I can say or choice equal to capital Y. Okay, so when I run it this time, okay, so this will be true. So we have two conditions here, condition 1 and condition 2, and we have or operator between them, right? So either of this choice, if it is true, the entire thing will be true, isn't it? And our program will stop. So here please enter y to continue or any other key to stop. Okay, so I'm going to say capital Y. Okay, we'll continue, right? And if I not stop, if I want to stop, I'll say n or any other key and it just stops, right? So this is how we implement while. Okay, so let's say um, so this is okay, so this is a program to find sum and average of 5 subjects, right? And for this is for one student. Let's say I want to do this for multiple students, right? I want to do it for more than one student, and I don't know, okay, how many students. Okay, I want user to tell me if they want to continue or not, right? So what I'll do is I'll put the whole stuff. Okay, I want to repeat the entire thing for multiple number of students. So I'm going to put entire thing into while. So I'll say while. Okay. See, while is anyway going to look for the condition true, and if it is true, only then it will proceed. Instead of saying choice equal to 1 and then checking for choice equal to 1, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say directly, okay, while true. Okay, see, instead of saying check saying that choice equal to y, and then checking choice equal to y. Instead of that, what I'll do is I will directly say while true. I'll make the entire condition true. But the challenge here is how do we make it false? So let's see how we can make it false. Okay, so this is all good, right? So I can move everything inside while. Okay, so this everything is inside while, and if I run it, let's run it. So okay, it's pointed to P1. I'm going to cross one and five. Enter the marks. I say one, 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 one. Okay, total marks 5. Average is 1, isn't it? So it printed, and now what is doing is it is okay. It is asking again, right, to repeat because I have put it in a loop. So again, it's asking me to enter. So again, I will say 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, it prints the total marks and average, and again it's asking me to enter, right, because it has become an infinite loop. So what I'll do is I'm going to ask the user, okay, so this whole thing should also be inside the loop, right? So I need to select and push them inside so that even the average is calculated. Once we are done, I'm going to check the condition. Okay, I'm going to say choice equal to int of, okay, I'm going to say input of input. Do you want to continue? Okay, I want to see. Do you want to continue? Right? Okay. Instead of this, what I'll do is say enter Y to continue. Any other key to stop. Same logic. Okay. So if choice equal to Y, then do nothing. Right. So if to do nothing, we can simply say pass. But if you want it to stop, right, if it is y, we know we can say nothing. Okay, so if you don't want to do anything, you simply say pass. But else if value is not y, and that's when I want to stop. So here we don't have condition, so we can't make the condition false. Instead, what we have here in loop is called break. Now break is going to end the loop and throw you out of the loop. Okay, the moment it reads break, the loop will stop there and it throws us out of the loop. Okay, so let's say we'll run this program again to take the output here. Okay, so enter the marks. I say 56, 78, 98, 79. Okay, 98. So you have marks of 409, average of 81, grade B. Enter Y to continue, any other key to stop. I enter Y again. Okay, so since for Y I'm not doing anything, it went to the beginning of the loop and started again. Okay, so this is for student number 2, right? I say 66, 77, 66, 77, 66. Okay, so you get 70 and grade B. Again it went to the beginning. Okay, asking me, do you want to continue? I'll say Y, and again it will go to the beginning. So okay, 88, 88, 98, 89, 88. You get congratulations, there's the party because it scored above 90. Okay, I had only marks for 3 students. Okay, I want to stop now. So I'll say N here and I hit enter. The moment I say N, what happens is it goes to, okay, right? So it goes to choice is no longer Y, right? So this becomes false. Then this pointer or the program will go to else block, isn't it? When if is false, it goes to else, and in else I'm saying break. So break will take us out of the loop. So it will break the loop wherever if is encountered, it breaks and throws us out of the loop. So now we are out. So when you have infinite loop kind of situation where you put while true, okay, we need to use break. Okay, and anytime, okay, even if you're not using infinite loop, still, let's say user says I don't want to continue or -1 to stop, right? So and whenever you encounter -1 kind of conditions, you want to simply break the loop. It will break the loop and throw us out of the loop. Okay, so this is how we can use while a loop in Python. So we discussed about two loops, if and while. Sorry, not if. Two types of loops. We discussed about for loop and while loop. For is used generally when we know. Okay, we see we can implement the one logic with another. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule that it has to be implemented using if, or it has to using for, or it has to be implemented using while. But practice is that when you know how many times you need to run, you use for loop. So example here, I know that I have 5 marks. Okay, I need to calculate average for 5 marks. I'm using for loop. Okay, here I don't know how many students are there. Okay, so I'm doing it, and when use is no stop, I don't want to do any more calculation. That's when you stop the while loop. So while is used when we don't know how many times, but there has to be some condition, right? You need to know when to stop, right? You can't go on forever, right? If you want to go on forever, it becomes infinite loop. So there has to be some condition, and when the condition is met, that's when it throws us out of the loop. Okay, so these are the two loops that we have in Python, and this is how we implement. Okay, so with that we've covered loops as well. Okay, I'm going to share the notes.